result in hostile attitude toward the wealthy. So,
poor folks.
No money avoidance,
Oh,
which is, I guess, a different.
What's that, money avoiding them, or?
They are avoiding the anxiety around money. Okay.
Well, if they have anxiety around money, you know what they can do.
Well, for this
Give
reason,
us a call for a coaching session.
That's
right?
true.
Come
well,
in and we will assist them.
That is quite true, because for this reason they may unconsciously sabotage their own financial efforts while working extra hours just to make ends meet. So I think, like we talked about last week, these are extremes, but what this reminds me of is like when Tony Robbins talks about don't exchange your time instead of money. So, your time has value. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when people are working smarter, not harder, that kind of thing.
I like that.
Sabotage.
Good. And there are a couple of other articles.
There are a few more. I just really love that first one.
I know.
Deducting 2017 property losses from your taxes, and who could compete with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Exciting article. Don't wait to ask aging parents these important questions, and they are about finance, about health, about their living situation.
It's good to at some point in time, you have to say, we need to talk.
Yes.
Right.
Also, I think an interesting way to bring it up would be because we've had conversations with our clients about considering prepaid funerals.
Right.
And knowing what I know after having some losses in our family, prepaid funeral expenses sound like a great idea, and that seems like an easy way to bring it up because we're talking about, people don't want to talk about planning for their funerals, but you could save, think about how expensive a funeral is. If you
right.
10, 20 years from now, think of how much more. It's almost like the cost of education.
Well, I mean, I think, Erin, as you said, I think it's a really great way to introduce the concept of having a discussion about finance.
Right.
And, it doesn't have to go to, you're going to get this much when I'm gone, you're going to get this much when I'm gone, but just really saying, hey, we either have things planned or maybe we need a little help in getting some things planned. These are the people that you should talk to if something happens to me because they understand what's going on. Who is the lawyer? Who is the financial advisor if one's there? Who's the CPA?
Mm-hmm.
Have you actually made arrangements like prepaid funeral, etc.? Where do you want to go? What are your last wishes to be followed? So I think it's good to have these conversations early in advance. And,
I think also it's a good, early in advance, but also I think it's the same idea as we see many people that come in that haven't had their wills updated since they were married.
Right.
And that could be almost 30 years for some of our clients.
Mm-hmm.
So also, by the time your parents are aging, it could have been another 20 to 30 years since they retired, and that might be the last time that they updated any of their documents because that was a major transition, just like marriage. Things change, relationships change, so you change your documents. At retirement, you rolled all your money out of your retirement plans at work into your own account, so you had to pick beneficiaries. Are those still the same? Have you made changes to those, or do you want to? Does it still reflect your current wishes?
Sure. And even just having basic conversations about where you're hiding this stuff.
Where have you squirreled it all away?
And or where can I find, where is a central location, hopefully, that I actually can find where information is.
Yes.
Rather than it becoming, Clue or something like that, which is, like a treasure
or
hunt.
stumble upon, just met with someone last week
right.
who, it was a Medicare appointment, but they discussed, their father unfortunately passed away. They went to the bank just to close the checking account, and the personal banker came back out with $15,000 from a CD that they didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
So.
Easier to do that. So, again, pre-planning is good, and naturally, we enjoy facilitating these conversations
Yes.
generationally because we're on the payroll.
That's right.
Really.
Sometimes we can have multi-generational conversations,
yes,
maybe not in the same meeting.
And I think it's important. Obviously, information is power, so there is an appropriate time to have these with children, with parents, and hopefully this helps you get started. That's what it's really all about. Again, our phone lines are open. We would love to hear from you. 969-KTRS, star KTRS on your cell phones, or 1-888-550-KTRS. Here and I have a lot of things on our mind. What's more important is what's on yours. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. One nice thing, Aaron, that did happen at the end of this week, obviously yesterday.
The market?
Yeah.
That was nice.
Really. So, the market kind of crescendoed at the end of kind of a rocky week.
Yes.
And sort of trying to find direction. And it's good. And that's, I think, what it really does, especially yesterday's move, really tells us that you can't time things.
No, you cannot.
It's very important. You can't time things. And people say, it's important to miss the big ones, the down ones. What's true? What's harder and actually happens more often is missing these up moves.
Right.
The
More important.
up moves can be very important for it. Right. So let's catch the ups if we can. Stay invested. It's really important. And we have a formula that we use for all clients. And again, what it comes down to for us is when we know that we have to create income or cash flow for folks, we're always making sure that they have 6 months in reserve.
Right, so we don't have to worry about market fluctuation.
Exactly.
To make sure that they have the income they need.
We don't need to be in a position where we're making sales. Usually that's what we're doing, right? We're selling
in a
things.
Down market.
In a down market, right. Or being in a situation where, we're selling things when we don't have to meet this cash need. So having cash aside, whether it's for emergencies or whether it's for income needs, is extremely important. That's just a good part of the pre-planning process. We know that the more you plan, the more comfortable you feel.
That's true.
That's really what it is how much can we mechanize, if you want to call it? How much can we standardize the way that we handle things? Because we know that habitual behavior usually is good behavior, right? Typically people have good habits and they're doing things. It's how they accumulate money over the years. Mm-hmm. We think that from a distribution point of view, having a game plan of how to handle assets, how to create cash flow, how to rebalance portfolios, takes a lot, if you can say it. Let's take the animal